I hope you all were revising the formulas. If not, there is a huge problem. Okay, revising the formulas, doing the calculation repeatedly, that will be the key for this question number 11, which is very important, as I've been saying from the starting of this chapter. So, another question number 11, we have done 11 yesterday. Let's do 12. 12 is very easy. I'm just writing out the formulas that you will need. This is just for revision's sake, and so that you don't look up every formula for every equation. That's why I'm writing the formula on the side. So this one we are going to use two formula. First formula is a cube plus b cube is equal to a plus b, a square minus ab plus b square. This formula I've given you all during factorization, right? So I hope that you all are still able to remember this. You have been doing this since class 8, this formula. Another formula we are going to use is very simple and basic one. Sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. I can replace the theta with a. Fine. Let's replace it because we are using a here. Let's replace the theta with a. No issue there. So sine square a plus cos square a is equal to 1. We're just going to use these two formula. That's it. It will take about 2-3 steps. Very simple one. Look. Let's start from the left hand side. Left hand side is sine cube a cos cube a divided by sine a plus cos a. Look, the numerator, this is in the form of what? A cube plus b cube. That's why I'm writing the formula here. We want to express the a cube plus b cube into a plus b whole, a square minus ab plus b square. What is a and b? Just see for yourself. A cube plus b cube. Here, this is a cube, this is b cube. That means A will be treated as sine A, B will be treated as cos A. Now let's use this formula to factorize the numerator part. Do not touch the denominator part, just keep it as it is. So numerator will be a plus b. We will have sine a plus cos a. What about this part? A square minus ab plus b square. I'm writing this a square and b square together first. A square minus ab plus b square. I can rearrange it like this, isn't it? A square plus ab. Sorry, a square minus ab plus b square. I can rearrange it as a square plus b square minus ab. Nothing else, just you bring the b square in the front. So let's write a square plus b square minus ab. So a square will be what? Sine square a. B square will be what? Cos square a. Minus, instead of ab, we are going to write sine a cos b. Sorry, sine a cos. Sine a cos. Denominator, it will remain the same. No trigonometry there here, just algebraic expansion. This portion is expanded into these two. Now in little trigonometry, we will cancel out this part because they are same. And this sine square a plus cos square a will be replaced as 1. So let's write down sine a plus cos a. This is cancelled out. Sine square a plus cos square a, we will get 1 here minus sine a cos a. Only this part is replaced with 1. This term, they still remain. Okay, so this is what we want to obtain is the right hand side. This is the right hand side we are able to obtain, isn't it? So you just say here right hand side and proof. Done. Okay, copy this and don't forget to write the relevant formulas on the side. Enclose them like this. Okay, this is just related to the question. We are not we are using this in the question. This part right here, this part right here. Moving on to the next question. Roman number 10, the one that we left out. Okay, looks a little difficult. It's not. Okay, it looks difficult, but no, no, no. This is not difficult. This is simple, very easy. All you need to know the formula is the second and third identities. You can look up at the identities that I have given. The second and the third one. The second one look like this. Cosec square theta minus cot square theta is equal to 1. Let's take the cot square theta to the other side. We will have cosec square theta is equal to 1 plus cot square theta. This is the second one. Third one, we had sec square theta minus tan square theta. This is equal to 1. You take away the tan square theta to the other side. So we have got 1 plus tan square theta. Now we are just going to use these two formulas. One more formula we are going to use is, you know that sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1, right? So if I want to find out the cos square theta, you take this part to the other side. So we will have 1 minus sine square theta. That's it. We are going to use this formula, and this formula. There are three of them, right? All right, then let's start from the left hand side. Uh, 1 plus 1 by tan square a and 1 plus 1 by cot square. Okay, look, how to combine this? How to combine this? There are two terms, right? This and this. This and this. Combine them together. What we are going to do is, there is a 1 here. You multiply the denominator first. 1 and tan square a is tan square a. You then do cross multiplication. Cross like this. Down first, up next. Right? So we are going to do like that for this one. Same, we will do it for this one right here. And then we will put the result for the next step. Denominator multiply, it's tan square a. Remember, there is a by 1 here, right? So cross multiply. Tan square a first because it's downwards. Upwards, 1 and 1 is 1. So tan square a plus 1. Let's put the bracket. There is no sign in between these two, right? There is no plus, there is no minus. So we will think that there is a multiplication there. These two terms, they are multiplying. So like we have done here, we will assume that there is 1 here. You will multiply 1 and cot a. So we will get cot square a and then do cross multiply the same way. So we are going to get cot square a in the denominator. Numerator, what are the terms that we are having? 1 plus, cot square a plus 1. This we obtain it after cross multiplication, right? A by b plus c by d. You multiply b and d first, and then you cross multiply like this. AD plus BC. That's how we obtain this. And enclose a bracket here since it's a two term, that means it's a binomial. Now look, look at the denominator. Numerator and denominator, numerator, the two numerators, we can use the formula that I'm writing right here. 1 plus cot square theta, 1 plus tan square theta. Tan square theta plus 1, 1 plus tan square theta, same thing, right? There is a plus sign in between, so the order is not important. Tan square a plus 1, it's this formula right here. We will replace it with sec square theta. But since the angle is given as a, we will replace this part as what? Sec square a. What about this part? This part is cot square a plus 1. This part right here, we will replace it as cosec square. Instead of theta, we will have cosec square. Numerator, that's how we change them. We will have sec square a into cosec square a by. What about here? What about the denominator? Denominator, just keep them together. Okay, now the thing about the denominator, tan and cot. If I multiply tan a and cot a, what will happen is, you expand this tan a. What will you get? We will get sine a by cos a. What about the cot a? We will get cos a divided by sine a. You can look up in your formula sheet. Tan a is sine a by cos a, cot a is cos a by sine. Then I can cancel them. Sine a and sine a are cancelled, cos a and cos a are cancelled because one is numerator, one is denominator. So we will get 1. If there is square here, no issue. We will get 1 square, which will still be 1. So about the denominator, these two after multiplication, we will get how much? We will get 1. You don't put 1 as denominator, right? So we will put what? We will put sec square A into cosec square A. You give reason here. Why? Because tan square A into cot square A is equal to how much? It is equal to 1. Now time to expand this sec and cosec. We will put 1 by cosec is what? It's cos A, right? You remember the reciprocal formulas, isn't it? Cosec is 1 by sine, sec is 1 by cos, and cot is 1 by tan. So the sec square here, the sec A here, I replace it as 1 by cos A. And since there is a square, you have to put a square also. Cosec A, you replace it with 1 by sine A, same thing. There is a square in there. And let us use this formula right here. Instead of cos square theta, we will write 1 minus sine square theta. So this cos square A, we will replace it with 1 minus sine square theta, which is sine square A if you remove the theta and replace by A. So we will keep this the same. The cos square A, we will replace it with 1 minus sine square A. Do it then in the next step. We will have 1 by 1 minus sine square A. You have to enclose them inside bracket because there are two terms, right? And do not change the other part. Look, this part remains the same. Cos square A is being replaced with 1 minus sine square A. That's it. Now multiply this sine square A and 1. How much? Sine square A and 1, it's sine square A. Sine square A and sine square A, how much? If you multiply sine square A into sine square A, how much will it be? It's still sine A, but since there are square, we will put 4A. Sine square A into sine square A, sine power 4A. So if I multiply sine square A with 1, we get sine square A. If we multiply with sine square A, then we will get sine power 4A. So the final result will be 1 by sine square A minus sine power 4. So this is what we are supposed to obtain, right? This is the right hand side. So just right here is equal to right hand side and proof. Copy this. Okay, you write down all the relevant formulas on the side. All right. The only formula that I haven't written is sec square A is what? 1 by cos. Sec is 1 by cos. If there is a square, you put a square. There is a cube, you put a cube. Simple. This formula, you should be able to remember it by now. These are the most basic. And this one is absolutely important, tan A and cot A. If you multiply sine and cosec also, it's the same. They will be they are reciprocal of each other. So sine A into cosec A, it's still 1. Sec square A, you understand this, right? Sec A. What's the formula for sec A? 1 by cos A, right? Can you understand this or not? Yes or no?
Yes or no? Yes, sir.
All right, then if I write sec square A, then we will have 1 by cos square A. If you put a square in there, then there will be a square in the denominator. There is supposed to be a square in the numerator also, but 1 square is still 1. So we will get 1 by cos square A. That's why sec square A is written as 1 by cos square A, right? What about cosec A? Cosec A is 1 by sine A. You look it up on your formula sheet. I've already given this. I've told you all many times the reciprocal. Cosec is the reciprocal of sine. Sec is the reciprocal of cos. Cot is the reciprocal of tan. I've told you all many times. Reciprocal means 1 by, you put the the correct trigonometric ratio. So cosec A is 1 by sine. If you put square, then there will be a square. So that's why we are obtaining this. And after cos square A, the cos square A is replaced with this formula right here. The theta will be put as A. Okay. So cos square A is replaced as 1 minus sine square. That's it. Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay then. Have you all finished copying? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
All right then. Okay, now moving on to the next question. 14. 14. You pick up your textbook and then you tick out the questions that I have done. Okay, I don't keep track of what has been done, what is already done, and what is remaining. So after 14, we will look for which questions have we done and which questions we haven't. Now this is a little long. It's not very difficult. It's not difficult. Not very. It's not difficult. The only formulas we are going to use is we are going to use tan A is equal to sine A by cos, and cot A we will use this as sine A by cos. And the mother of all formulas, the mother of all identities, this one. We are going to use 1, 2, 3. That's it. Very simple. And when you look at the trigonometric identity, when you want to prove something, first of all, you have to look for the side that which you want to start. You cannot start from this side because we cannot do any addition, subtraction here. So you have to start from the left hand side, right? Next, you want to make simpler. You want to make the term simpler. See if you are able to connect with any of the three identities. Identities are those which are sine square plus cos square is equal to 1 and cosec square theta minus cot square theta equal to 1. Those are identities. 1, 2, 3. I have the three that I've given, those are identities. See if you are able to convert into identities. If not, then the next thing you are supposed to do is we want to change the tan, cot, cosec, sec into sine and cos. If there is sine theta and cos theta, it's much simpler. Okay. So here, if I start from the left hand side is cos A by 1 minus tan A plus sine A by 1 minus cot A. This one, you try to make it simpler. Tan A and cot A, try to change it into something that has sine A and cos A in it. So tan A, we are going to use this formula right here. Cot A, we are going to use this formula right here. So the next step, we are going not to, no, do not touch the numerator because numerator has already sine A and cos A. 1 minus tan A will be replaced by sine A divided by cos A plus 1 minus the cot A will be replaced with cos A by sine. The one that I'm writing in red, they are the ones that has been changed. After that, what we are going to do is we are going to put together the denominator. We are trying to put it together as a single term. There is a subtraction of 1 and sine A by cos A. There is a 1 by 1 here. You do multiplication. 1 and cos A is cos A. Then cross multiply. Cos A minus sine A, right? I'm talking about this denominator part, not about the numerator. So there is cos A above. Above, we are not changing this. Denominator, we are putting them together. So cross multiply. Cos A minus sine A, right? And there is a plus sign in between. No change in the numerator here also. We want to combine these two. 1 minus cos A by sine A. So again, there is 1 by 1. If you multiply the denominator, 1 and sine A is sine A. Cross multiply again, we will get sine A minus cos A. So we will have sine A, denominator first. Denominator is sine A. Numerator is sine A minus cos A. Something you should be aware here. Most of you get confused if you have 3 labels or 2 labels of division. This is different with this. A by B by C means A is divided by B by C. Okay. And A by B divided by C. This means A by B is divided by C. In both cases here, which one is the denominator, which one is the numerator, you are supposed to pick up. This is the denominator part, right? So this part right here, this whole part right here, this can be treated as cos A. I'm talking about this first portion only. Forget the second part. Cos A is divided by what? Cos A minus sine A divided by cos A. If you change the division into multiplication, cos A will come up and cos A minus sine A will go down. Multiply cos A and cos A, both are numerator. So we will get cos square A divided by cos A minus sine A. In short, what you can consider is this cos A, it will come up and it will multiply with the cos A. Same thing here, sine A will come up and it will multiply with this sine. If you multiply this cos A and this cos A, what you are going to get is, we're going to get cos square A by, no change for the other one, cos A minus sine A, plus, do the same thing, sine A comes up, sine square A. What about the denominator? The denominator will be sine A minus cos A. Okay, look, are these two equal? Answer is no. Okay, why? One is A minus B, the other is B minus A. There is no addition. If there was addition sign, these two are equal. If they are different, if there is a minus sign, A minus B and B minus A, they are not the same. But what we can do is, I can change the B minus A into A minus B. What will we do? We will put a minus sign here. We have already done this during factorization. If you have y minus x and you want to change it into x minus y, it will be followed by a minus sign. Our next goal is to make these two equal. How to make it equal? You change sine A minus cos A. This one right here. This one right here, you change it into cos A minus sine A so that these two are equal. Okay. I want to make these two denominator equal. We will keep this unchanged, but this one we will interchange it. So in the next step, I'm doing it on the right hand side. So in the next step, the cos square A by cos A minus sine A, it remain unchanged. And what about the other term? The other term will be sine square A divided by cos A minus sine. Remember what we are doing here? What we are doing is the denominator was unequal. We make this into cos A minus sine. What will happen then? If B minus A is changed into A minus B, a minus sign will appear, right? So here also a minus sign will appear. This minus sign along with the plus sign right here, if you multiply the two, we will get a minus sign. Plus minus is minus. So the plus here, it will be changed into minus sign. Why? Because sine A minus cos A is changed into cos A minus sine A. So this will be changed into minus. If denominator are the same, then we can put these two together. All right. If the denominators are same, so we will have cos A minus sine A. Denominators, we are putting them together. Cos square A minus sine square. This is here. This is here. We're just taking the denominator common. That's it. What you can do from here is the numerator part. If you look closely, we are going to factorize it using the formula a square minus b square. This will give you a plus b whole bracket a minus. Right. So do it. Which one is a? A is the cos a, b is the sine. To expand this using a square minus b square, so we will have a square minus b square is a plus b, a minus b. So we will have cos a. Let's start. Let's still write with red. So we will have cos a plus sine a. This is a plus b. What about a plus b is here? Then a minus b, we will write cos a minus sine a. Keep the denominator the same. The denominator is unchanged. The unchanged parts I'm writing with blue. Now you can cancel these two, right? They are the same. Yeah, we don't have any space anymore. I'm just going to cancel it. We will finish it in the next step. Look, what is remaining? Cos a plus sine is remaining, isn't it? It's the same as the right hand side. Okay, one more step remaining. I'm rubbing this off everything. And let's bring this part up here. Look, after cancellation, what is remaining? After cancellation, only this part is remaining, right? So we will write cos a plus sine a. You can change it. You can change it into sine a plus cos a. There is no issue in interchanging since there is plus sign. So this is equal to what? This is equal to right hand side and scroll. Okay, you finish your question with this? Next, moving on. So tan, cot, sec, cosec, four of them, you always remember how to express them in terms of sine and cos. Like tan is expressed in terms of sine and cos like this, right? What about cot? Same thing, cos A by sine A. Cosec is expressed like this, 1 by sine A. Sec is expressed like this, 1 by cos A. We will utilize that. We are going to utilize those formulas. You know, tan A is equal to sine A by cos A. And cot A is what? Cos A by sine A, right? Now, we are going to utilize it here. Let's start with the left hand side solution. Sine A 1 plus tan A plus cos A, 1 plus cot. Okay, the first step we want to do is we want to change everything that is not sine and cos into sine and cos. Like there is tan and cot right here. Sine and cos, sine A 1, cos A 1. We are not going to change them. We are just going to change the tan A and cot A. Use these formulas. Alright. So we will have sine A 1 plus. Okay, then the bracketed part, this part and this part, you add them together. 1 and sine A by cos A. You add them together. 1 and cos A by sine A. Add them together. So there is 1 by 1 multiply. We get cos A. You cross multiply. We will get cos A plus sine A. So do not change the sine A in the front. The only part we are going to change is we are going to put these two together into a single term. We will get cos A plus sine A plus cos A. We are going to do the same here. We're going to do the same here. There is 1 by 1 here. Multiply 1 and sine A, we will get sine A, and then do cross multiplication. Sine A plus cos A. Look at the numerator part. Here are two terms. 1, 2. Cos A plus sine A plus cos A. They are the same, right? Since they are the same, I can take them out as common factor, isn't it? Cos A plus sine A plus cos A. I can take them out as common factor. I'm taking them out as common factor. Sine A plus cos A. What are remaining? This part is taken. From this whole term right here, this part is taken away. That means sine A in the numerator, cos A in the denominator. So sine A by cos A plus. From this whole term again, sine A plus cos A part is taken away. That means this cos A and sine A is remaining. So keep it here. You will get cos A by sine. Again, you combine these two terms. We will multiply the denominator first, sine A cos A, and then we will do cross multiplication. So what is remaining? Sine A plus cos A whole bracket. Denominator is sine A cos A. And if you cross multiply sine A and sine A is how much? It's sine square A. And if you multiply cos A and cos A, it is how much? It's cos square A. How much is this part? This is equal to 1, right? Sine square A plus cos square A. We have been doing this. This is equal to 1. So we will replace this as 1. What is remaining then? Sine A plus cos A above, sine A cos A denominator. This is 1. So this above, this below. So in the next term, in the next step, we will put sine A plus cos A by sine A cos A. And again, as we have done before, A plus B by C, I can replace this as A by C plus B by C, right? So do the same, sine A by this part, cos A by this part. So we don't have space anymore. You copy up to here first. We will finish the remaining steps later. I'm rubbing this part off. All right. Let's bring up this step. Specifically, I want to bring this step up only. Okay, as I have just told you all, A by B, A plus B by C, I can separate it as A by C, B by C, right? Now you separate them here. Sine A divided by sine A cos A. And cos A divided by sine A cos A again. You cancel out the remaining similar one. What are the terms that are remaining? You see it is 1 by cos A plus 1 by sine A. And you know 1 by cos A is sec A. 1 by sine A is cosec A. Okay, done. This is what we want to obtain. So we will say equal to right hand side and proof. Let's stop for today. There is 2 more questions remaining. Okay, it will take about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes for each. It's a little long, Roman number 13 and Roman number 16. We will do it tomorrow, and there is a very small exercise, 10.3. We can even finish it tomorrow. Time is a little short, so you try to remember whatever you can. You try to practice whatever you can. This is very forgetful. After 10 days, if you don't practice, everything will be gone. So my advice is keep practicing. All right, keep practicing this again and again.